Oh, good evening, guys. Welcome back to Footy Talk. Devil's Den, episode 7. Okay, first of all, let me introduce one of our fellow guys, our
Hello.
in-house speaker, Dinesh.
Hello,
Good week, I
Joy.
guess. How are you? Holding up? Still
Uh,
moving?
Come tonight, I will be better. For now, sustaining.
Okay, today looks like we got some heat up topics.
Yep.
So let's go and introduce the panel. But before I introduce the panel, guys, to those that have been watching, I need a favor from you all. Dinesh, maybe you can help us to get a favor from them.
Okay, guys. So as you know, this is a weekly show, and I think everybody's impressed with the show. So to show your impression on it, please like, subscribe, and follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and also Twitter for more shows, along with all the other 40 Talk shows. Thank you, guys.
Nice one. Okay, to those that's been watching, guys, click in the comment button. You guys got any question, just hit on the panels. I think they are all pumped up today. You got some good hot lineup. Just throw the question, let them answer it. They don't answer it, you just banter them. Right?
Right, right.
Okay, let me introduce. If you all watch Bollywood, you all know Asin. So this is the Asin of Manchester United. Serena, welcome back to the show.
Hi guys.
Hi. All right, next we have Yazid.
Hi.
Long time no see. Welcome back. How you holding up?
Disappointing week. We've had a disappointing week.
Don't say
Looking forward for the
disappointing.
match tonight.
Every
Hopefully,
negative, there's a positive.
sorry.
From every negativity, there's a positivity there. So let's take the
Hoping for
positive.
positivity after a bad week. That's United, right? Jumping
Yes.
back from
Fight back, yeah.
negative results. So that's what I'm hoping.
All right. Last but not least, we have a new person today, Krish. Thanks for expecting me, right? A hardcore United, I heard.
Yeah. I've been supporting United since 1999, so still is going strong. And I think today we will perform another 8-2 against Arsenal.
Oh, another 2. Wow. But you're not playing Old Trafford today. So do you still confident they can go to 8-2?
We are stronger away this season.
Yes.
All right, let's keep it all that for the second segment. Okay, those again, I'm those watching. Please hit the like, subscribe, and the follow us button, and please fill out the comment sections. Okay, guys, let's talk first thing first. It has been been a setback week lah. Right? United fans were riding very high after the victory against Liverpool. And then suddenly you're riding backwards with a defeat against Sheffield United. On a quick one, what went wrong? How do you perceive? Before we go and deep dive to the Sheffield United game, maybe let's go on the Liverpool game first. What we got right in the Liverpool game, or what's the positive things that you see from that match?
The Liverpool game is a bit different from a league game, considering that we need a winner for that match, right? Because it's a league, it's a cup game. So from what I can see, United were playing aggressively. They kept with the same game plan of countering Liverpool, but with a bit of a gung ho attitude. So for you to have that, you need to for United to do that. I think they were a bit cautious in the league. So considering that the cup match is a do or die match, there's nothing to lose, nothing much to lose. So they played well. They played aggressively. I like that from the players. Although defensive mistakes cost us the lead. We were made to do the hard way to win. Luckily, we had Bruno, and it was positive. It was looking positive. To me, I've always believed that for us to win the league, for any teams to win the league, they have to peak at the right moment and the right time. So I believe January onwards is the right time for you to start picking up. So for you to start coming up with consistent results. So a loss against the bottom team in the league is quite disappointing because it shows that we are not yet ready for such a consistent run. So yeah, it's a bit disappointing. But the Liverpool match was fun. It's always fun to beat Liverpool, right? So yeah, that's what I feel.
Okay, I mean, Yazid, cheer up Yazid a bit. Smile. Don't be so dull.
Worried
Zina,
lah about
I
tonight.
mean, don't worry about tonight. Just be confident. What's supposed to happen will happen. It's either you get gunned down or gunners guns us down. Either one of it. Zina, I see you're wearing black today. Are you mourning?
Mm, kind of. I know Sheikh Faris is having a lot of fun in the comment section now. Uh, but
Hey,
anyway,
thanks for watching, mate. What's up, panels?
yeah, thanks for lending us the cave, Sheikh. Yeah. Back to the topics, right? Liverpool, right? Yeah, I agree what Yazid say, right? It's a game that we have to win. It's for me, it's fun to watch. Yes, it's correct, and as you know, it's an attacking match. I love it, and I love the lineup they give. It's been given
Okay,
also,
Zina,
and
just let me ask
also.
you, what do you think was who was the best two players that performed in that match, and who was the worst performer in that match?
I would say Cavani. I still rate Cavani for that game because of his work rate there. Cavani has been brilliant as well. Not to forget also, who's this? Pogba also was good. So in terms of not good, I think the defenders was a bit down comparing to the Premier League match that we played, where our defense was more solid. So I think on the defender part, I would say it's a bit down. But overall, I really love that match also because there's attacking match. Both of them so were fighting and all that. So it was really a fun match to watch. And of course, with the winning against Liverpool, our arch rival, it's even like top of the. I mean, I wouldn't blame if all United fans went crazy for that day. So yeah, it's a good match for me.
Okay, fans went crazy. I like that word. So, Dinesh, I mean, if I go Dinesh, Krish,
Yes,
how do you rate the performance? I mean, do you think what we got it right in that match in the Liverpool game?
against Liverpool, right?
Yes.
Okay, what we got it right was actually I can say Ole made the right choice in terms of the first 11.
Okay.
So he actually got Cavani up front, so he had a strong defense because a lot of fans I heard they prefer to have Bailey partnering with Maguire during that match. But I think Ole did the right choice in partnering Lindelof in that match because Lindelof and Maguire seems to have a good understanding on the last match they had with Liverpool in the league. They kept a clean sheet during the league match with both of them in the center of the defense. So that is why Ole went with that defense. But against Sheffield United, he sticked on with that partnership in defensively. So that actually played a very good foundation for United to actually have more a balanced team. In midfield having Pogba and Bruno. So in terms of the tactical that Oli actually used in terms of the first 11 as well as the game plan, it really worked out. And moreover, we actually had upper hand in terms of confidence because Liverpool were actually on a bad run on that particular time. They lost Van Dijk. They lost a lot of first key players during the season. And compared to us, we were on a good run before that game. We were picking up, and Pogba was actually coming back into his own self. So it was the perfect time where Ole picked out the right personnel on the match, the right players during the match to go and let them play the game. Because from what I see, right, Ole is different from the previous managers we had. Ole is the type of manager that loves having attacking brand of football, and even though it's counter attack most of the time with bigger teams, you can see that the counter attack, right, is very swift and is very swift, fluent counter attacking game. They don't counter attack like a route one play, like Bolton and this kind of teams, long ball, They don't play counter attack in that way. They play in a very fluent and fast attacking counter attack. So this is why we actually had upper hand against Liverpool, because Liverpool defensively they had a very inexperienced central defender. I'm not so sure what his name was, but they had a very inexperienced central defender, and they actually targeted him. You know, because Cavani, even though he did not score on that particular match, he really made a lot of off-ball runnings, which
Okay.
actually made the central defenders occupied. Especially the younger one. He was, I believe, mentally he was really, Cavani really made him to actually, think that, okay, you really gotta mark me, man, because if you don't mark me, I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna be exposing you defensively. So mentally, that boy was already taken aback with Cavani's presence alone in the pitch. All right. So this resulted in Rashford on the left having more space to attack. Because Cavani was making all the off-ball runs, and these guys were all like moving around with Cavani. So players such as Greenwood, as Rashford, as the attacking players, right? They had more time on the ball, and Fernandez was playing right in the middle. He is very smart in finding spaces. So Liverpool were lacking someone in the middle there, like Kita, or a Fabinho who can really man mark Bruno. Fabinho was playing in the defense, so they did not have a solid holding defensive midfielder to mark out Bruno. So Bruno had the freedom as well because of Cavani's presence. Because Cavani is better than Martial in terms of his off-ball running, guys. You can see that. So when Cavani makes those runs, Bruno has more space to control the middle. So
So
when
basically, Ole got it right on that match.
Yes, yes, Ole got it tactically right, and in terms of his game plan, his first 11, he got it tactically right. So that won us the match.
Okay. Dinesh, a quick one. If you're going to sum up the Liverpool victory.
I mean, I love the game not only because United won,
In 30
but
seconds.
that's okay. That was
Martial not playing.
a typical United Liverpool perfect game where it's a 5 goal thriller. Of course, the better
Yes.
team won. The team who took the chances won. But I was amazed at United because you're losing 1-0 against Liverpool. It might not be easy to come back. And we just came back. We were leading. Of course, they came back, and of course, Bruno, being the small game player he is, scored an important goal.
Small game.
I think that breaks the duck that Bruno can perform in all stages if his day is good. But like what Chris said, the defense especially did a good job. We were just not defending alone. We were actually having our chances. We took the lead. I mean, let's be honest. We took the chances. We took the lead also. So I think it was a very well executed game plan.
Okay. If I hear this right from all of
Yes.
you all, I hear these few keywords: game plan, tactic, selection, intensity. Right? That we sum up the Liverpool game. Why, Dinesh?
Yes.
I know what's the next question.
Yeah, that's why we can see what's the
But
next
before
question.
that, we have a disclaimer from Jay. Hey Jay, thanks for watching. The odds might be slim, but let's go one show without bringing up must he who must not be named. That must go to the founder of the club, Dinesh. I think this disclaimer is for you. Uh, we will try, Jay. If not, you just pumped up. I mean, then you just ping Dinesh for any of your penalties or what. So, going back to my question, we seems to get everything right? Like everything fall into the place, and you want to run on one of your best runs. So what went wrong in Sheffield United? With Sheffield United, what went wrong in Old Trafford? Who
Me.
wants to go first?
Okay. Personally, I feel it was totally overconfidence. Overconfidence killed us. The fact that we always think that we can score when we are 1 goal down, that also killed us. It shows that not every day is your day. And I think I brought this up earlier. There was a luck. We are lucky in many aspects. Even
I didn't hear lucky for the Liverpool game.
see Liverpool
So why
game,
are we doing luck
it was
instead
not
now?
only luck, but the thing we know is Liverpool game, the players were working out. They were really working their heads off for that game. You can see the determination, rivals, FA Cup, knockout. Losing a
Okay.
game is going to bring your confidence down. All right. So the problem with United players was upon winning Liverpool, they thought they have reached the peak. All right.
Okay.
So come Sheffield United game, they thought it was a walk in the park. Namely because you have just beaten your best team in England, Liverpool. The second you're playing at Old Trafford. Okay. See, it doesn't matter where you play. At the end of the day, it matters that you go there, you be serious about the game. Do not underestimate your opponents. No matter they won one game or 10 games, that's irrelevant. You go there, you be serious in the game. And then for me, the howler was at both ends of the field. The attack was blunt, very blunt.
Okay.
But the defense was what was amazing because I would not rate the defenders really bad, but David De Gea really disappointed
David De
me.
Gea, let's keep it as a pause first. We have a topic on him. So
Okay,
we have a session just with him.
but the defense was remarkably bad today. They were nowhere near the Liverpool game performance. But again, let me tell you, I'm not so disturbed by the loss because the great Ferguson has lost to lower league teams also. Okay, let's be honest. In a cup run like this, you will definitely up and down. There is no smooth sailing. All right, but it's just the character we need for the next upcoming games. Not only the one next to us, the next 4 to 5 games, you need to have a decent winning run to actually keep par with City because when City goes ahead, Guardiola is always in a beast mode. We know that how City performs when they're on top of the table. So
So
you
how
should
come
not
he
let
did not go into that beast mode? Okay, we have a comment here from Dave who mentioned that we got the momentum. Dave's a Liverpool fan for all of
yeah.
you that's watching. Thanks for watching, Dave. We've got the momentum from Old Trafford game. We outclassed Jose Spurs thanks to a defeat at Old Trafford. So you mentioned Guardiola on beast mode. Then Dave has came on and said that Liverpool gained momentum. So how come we, being the top club that we always take the claim on, we did not instill that mentality and activate it? I mean, you have came up to the top position after so long. Winning the game against Liverpool should have given you much momentum. So if you're mentioning overconfidence, did the senior players fail?
Definitely, they definitely fail big time because the thing is, they should be leading by example. They should take every game seriously. So of course, we have a captain who does not know the sentiments of being champions, I guess. And so for me, if you ask me, it's a big characteristic fail. It's not a game fail; it's a characteristic fail from United point of view. It was just a
Okay.
character part of it.
Characteristic fail. Trish, you mentioned
Yes.
to me just now that tactically we got it right against Liverpool. Did we get
Yes.
tactically right against Sheffield?
Okay. Against Sheffield, tactically we did not get it right this time. Why I'm saying that is because first and foremost, uh, we won with Liverpool with a different lineup compared to what we've seen in Sheffield. I do understand it's rotation. I do understand it's all about rotation and keeping players fresh, giving them opportunity and this kind of things. But to be able to actually do that rotation, you need to have players who are sharp, who are ready, who are focused, who are determined to actually perform whenever the manager gives an opportunity. All right. So for players like Teles, all right, players like Matic, players like Marshall, who are actually who are not getting consistent opportunities to perform. The moment when Ole gives them the opportunity, they really have to go down on the pitch and give 101% of commitment and passion for the club on the pitch. But if you look at that match, all right, other than because I don't want to talk about Pogba, I don't want to talk about Bruno, I don't want to talk about Maguire, De Gea, and these guys because these guys are playing more matches compared to Matic and Teles, compared to Marshall. Okay, these guys are playing more matches, so they have not consistently produced, but somehow 1, 2, 3 match, 4 match, they have actually turned up the match for us by themselves. All right, but what if you look at the second goal when a Sheffield United player Berg scored? Okay, that particular goal, it shows totally that we have bunch of players there who are not United material. First, they don't have determination to actually go and win the ball. They don't have determination to run and close down a player that's taking a shot. If you look at the second goal when Berg scored, Fernandez, who was much more further away from Matic and Teles, was running to close down the shot from Berg. But this Marshall fella was just standing there. He's just like about very close to Berg. He's just standing and looking like a headless chicken. What is Berg going to do? You know?
Looks like the Marshall syndrome is going on.
So I'm not blaming Marshall, bro. What I
Invested in
mean
that.
is, yeah, I'm not putting the blame 100% on him. So what I'm trying to say is, people are there out there, fans out there, are actually blaming him. You know, but sometimes this kind of uh, performance by him justifies this fans' feedbacks. We try to support him, but he does not justify that with his performances. And then
Okay.
Teles.
Hmm.
You look at Teles. Yes, he assisted one goal for Maguire's header. He assisted, but overall, defensively, I think he's not been giving up to the mark defensively. You know, that is why Shaw is actually starting more matches than him. And
Okay.
and it's hard for me to believe that he's a captain at FC Porto. You know,
Okay.
he was a captain at FC Porto, which means he should have the drive and the determination to give in all out in the pitch. But at the second goal, if you look at the second goal, he was just looking around. Sheffield United changing from Sheffield United to Barcelona. You know, all of a sudden Sheffield United became Barcelona in that second goal. You know, and United players were like dumbfounded what was happening until Tuanzebe deflected the ball into his own goal. And Tuanzebe was not in fault for all this. From the moment Digia actually passed the ball in that particular few yards with Maguire, that is, I thought, finished. That's it.
Okay.
We have stood. You know.
Okay.
So for me, tactically, that particular match,
Okay, Krish. I mean, there
only
is a question to you by Faris. Yo, Krish, why when you win, everyone's world class, but when you lose, the players don't deserve to play for the club? Why can't the team have an off day? Is it fair for the players with what they did?
no, I don't see anyone world class there at the moment in United, bro. Because
But how do you
world class,
define world class, Krish?
okay, world class players perform each week in and week out. World class players do that. World class
Okay.
players don't have an off day. World class players don't have an inconsistent performances. World class players always have 6 to 9 to 10 ratings every single match, not below 6. So in
So,
United,
hmm,
yeah, in United, I don't call any one of them world class. Even though Pogba has won the World Cup with France, at this point of time, with his performances so far for United, I don't tag him as world class yet, unless he performs consistently, scoring goals, assisting. If then I can say, okay, you're a world class because you have won a trophy, you have won the biggest world trophy in the world, and now you're producing the results on the pitch for United, the performances on the pitch for United. But at the moment, I don't see any world class players there in United.
all right, that's a very interesting thing. I mean, Yazid, Krish has came out and said that we don't have world class players. Like the players did not turn up. For example, the likes of Marshall, Teres. But instead of going to the players, I mean, yes, I know this is going to be very cliche, but did we get it tactically wrong? Because we know how Sheffield United is going to set up. They are not the player that will give you space at the back for you to run. Marshall is someone who loves to have that space. He's not the player that pouch in the box or is going to take on John's Egan or anyone on a brutal one-to-one. Dallas, in example, is a overflanking player. Sheffield is not going to give you that space. So did we get it tactically wrong?
I
We
think
totally get it tactically wrong. And in by getting a tactically wrong decision, I mean players in, it somehow will affect the game. Was it that, or we did come out with the best 11? We're supposed to win, but it was just plainly, bluntly, the players to be blamed. They did not pick it up.
I think it's a mixture of both. I think the selection was a bit baffling, considering how Shaw has been on form. I think it's a bit of a game management. Shaw and also Cavani, they were dropped. I think it's a bit of a depth management from Ole. You see how Sheffield sets up. They set up with a back five. So for you to counter that, of course you need to stretch them up, because if you let them sit back with five defenders, including the keeper, and additionally their midfielders, it will be very tough to break them down. So, in my opinion, the uh, the 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 lack of penetration is because we do not have any width support from the wide areas from our fullbacks. Teles, of course, he's been raking up the assist from his dead ball situation, from his crosses. Of course, yes, that's great about Teles. But one thing that he is different from Shaw is the driving, penetrating runs into the wide areas on the left. So we lacked that during the day. Also, Wan Bissaka wasn't really, as we all know, he is not really that effective going up in attack. So when we have two um, non-attacking fullbacks playing for our team, it's a bit difficult to penetrate. So especially considering when we only play with one striker, we only played with one central forward, which is the one who we shall not name, Marshall. I name him.
But Yazid, I
But
mean, having said that, I mean, what baffles me more is okay, Burke scored around 70 plus minute, right? So why didn't we do an immediate? I mean, it was an off game. We knew players were having an off days. They from the first half, we knew the tempo wasn't going. It was just something wasn't right with the team. There was no drive. So why wasn't there a quick tweak to the formations or to the gameplay? You still had the likes of Matan, everyone, but no, we did substitution in the minute of 84, 82. And who came in? Shaw, Donny van de Beek, who
yeah,
players take time.
yeah.
So are we
So,
making decisions too late?
so there's
Or
this article.
tactically we are failing when it needed the most?
Yeah, there's this article which I read from the Athletic, which they discuss Ole's method in coaching his team. So from what we all can see, there's no set patterns of play which are used by the team, which are instructed or drilled into the team. We don't have that. So what Ole is teaching or coaching the players is situational coaching, not tactical coaching. So for an example, he would say that you would make runs. You make runs, but he wouldn't say where to make runs. There's no set patterns of play which were drilled into the team. So I think it has been okay so far, because with that type of coaching, it depends a lot on the players themselves. So if the players have an off day like what we had against Sheffield, or if the opposition team plays ultra defensively that way, our players wouldn't be able to express themselves, wouldn't be able to make the correct runs, because of the lack of space. So I think that is what happened. So rather, if you compare it with teams like Manchester City and Liverpool, where they were drilled by Klopp and also Guardiola on how to break down teams, or where you are supposed to do your runs, when do you supposed to do your runs, where are you supposed to stand. In fact, there's this story which is interesting. Raheem Sterling, when he was coach, while being coached by Guardiola gave him a simple instruction. If you don't know where to go, if you are confused of where to go, you just sit there. He marked a spot on the training page, and he said, if you don't know where to go, you just stand there. So you will always find a space there. So these kind of things which I don't think is available at our team now. So like I said, it's situational coaching, but not tactical coaching. So the situation is that, okay, you make your runs, you make your aggressive runs. So that's how we come back from all those away games wins, because after going going goal or two down, the spaces will be there because the opposition team playing at home will want to attack, to score more, so to kill the game. So that's where we find our spaces. But in the game against Sheffield, we were playing at home. Sheffield were happy to lead. And I honestly thought after Maguire scored, we would be pressuring them like mad. But what happened defensively was disappointing.
I mean, yeah, we did not take it up further. Selena, what about you? Do you second what Yazid just mentioned? Because like situational coaching does impact the team when it matters. Like, I mean, these are the games that it matters, where you need to bring back those points. Because we have a comment here from Faris also. I mean, he's on full fire today. It's not fair for the team who have came this far. Where were the critics when you are at the top of the table? I mean, we can see there's many critics that coming out on this game. I mean, like how we have mentioned that Ole could have gotten it better. The players was not performing, but this was the same bunch of players that was salvaging United in the previous games. I mean, game wise, everything there were many did not change. It wasn't a very different United that came out. Ole just picked his players, maintained the same formation, and came out. But no one turned up. So when no one turned up with no tactical plan B, is it going to impact us down the line? Or is just a small hiccup, not to bother, just look forward?
Yes, Vinod. I would agree with what you said just now. You say it's gonna impact us down the line. Yes, it's correct. If you're not gonna do any changes, it's correct. But at the same time, for me also, in terms of the lineup itself, right? When I see against Sheffield, I do not blame Ole for that actually, because it's against Sheffield. Because he might, for me, it's more like he wanted to do a player rotation. So people are condemning, why is it putting Tuanzebe, why is it putting Van der Beek and all this, right? So for me, I do not put I do not
Play
put blame.
location is fine, Selena, but why the problem I find is we played towards Sheffield United's strength. That's what I feel from that
Yeah,
game.
correct. That's what I say. It's a really disappointing match for me. It's more like a characteristic kind of a characteristic blame for me. It's individual mistakes. I do not want to blame Ole alone on this. Also, Ole had to be not say, I wouldn't say blame, but I was a bit disappointed in substitution decision, where he could have actually substituted who's this Greenwood with he substituted Greenwood, right, instead of Marshall. That was a bit disappointing because I don't know how he made the plan. Luke Shaw came in a bit later on. So because for me, I feel Luke Shaw is much better than Telles, because Luke Shaw is actually will go front forward, to at least to help to assist compared to Telles. He had a good cross, but he doesn't come to the par as Luke Shaw. But again, I say, like, this is against Sheffield. We wouldn't even think like Sheffield gonna beat us. It's again bottom of the team. One of the things that I would actually say, it's more like we are overconfident. The player overconfidence, the individual players is overconfident. That's like, oh, we're gonna win this match. It's home. We're gonna kill this match easily. So in terms of tactical, yes, Ole's got it right. In terms of your questions, whether it's gonna impact us down the line, yes. If he's gonna overlook on these kind of situations again, it's gonna cost us definitely. And back to Sid Faris' question just now, right? Where was the critics? For me, I think almost all of us also, we will be criticizing the same. When we were talking about how bad Marshall is and all that, I think we've been doing this from the from the beginning of the game as well. Also, like how we've been like we feel disappointed with the players, certain performance and all that. So for me, it has to be addressed. If we not to say that because we are the top of the league, you're not going to criticize Marshall's performance is bad and all that. But again, I do want to go to one individual player only. For that games against Marshall, I think everybody has taken the blame as well. And then when you want to talk about defensive also, the goal that Sheffield scored, the first goal, it's still questionable for me. Also, I think because DJ has been pushed, so for me, I shouldn't blame that. The second goal, I feel that he would have done a better job by doing a better clearance. So in terms of that, yeah, I would say there's some mistakes in some of the individuals, but yeah, agree with
Okay,
you. If tactical can
Vinod,
go on.
can I add something?
yeah, a quick one, Krish.
Okay. Yeah, just want to quickly let you know that one of the downfall that one of the most weakness I can say that I identified in Solskjaer's management, he's always making substitutions very late in the game. You know,
Late, yeah.
so if he's always making substitution on the 60th 70th minute, so I think he needs to change that a bit, because we have identified that Marshall was not performing, Matic was not performing, Matic was not able to control the midfield, so he should have
Matic was low, yeah.
yes, he should have substituted them in the 50th minute itself to really grab the game.
Change the game.
The moment Maguire scored the equalizing goal. So this is what Solskjaer needs to improve in terms of his substitution.
All right,
But
interesting.
what Krish said, actually, I agree with Krish, because the moment Maguire scored the equalizing goal, if you made the substitutions, the intention is clear. We are going for the winning goal. So when you are just contented with the first 11 after equalizing the goal, then it shows that you think this team is good enough for the second goal. But again, let's be reminded, we struggled for the first goal, the equalizing goal. All right. So the Fergie style of substitution, if you notice all Fergie's games previously, it was always the 60th minute. 60th minute to 65th minute, there will be substitutions coming in. And those substitutions are impact. Back then we had Ole coming in and getting us the winning goal. So Ole has to embark on that part of it, because you need a player to come in. He needs at least about 10 minutes to get a grip on the game. Even if it's a goalkeeper or striker, midfielder, defender, you need a grip on the game, because remember, even though you are prepared, but the opponents have a style of playing, you need a grip. So at least 10 minutes for that. And the next 20 minutes is for you to make an impact. So if you bring them in the last 10 minutes, no, it's not a good idea. It's more like running down the game. If
Unless,
you're leading the game,
you are
you want to run
leading,
down
unless
the
you
game.
are leading quite comfortably.
Yes, correct. It's just running down the game, correct. But when you're chasing for the win, then you got to be more serious on the substitution, and also early substitution will be good, but also will got the off guard, catch the opposite team off guard.
Yeah,
That's
you
for
can
sure.
affect psychologically. You can affect the
Yes.
opposing team psychologically. The moment you make a substitution, they will start going defensively. The moment they see like the likes of Cavani coming in. So this
Yeah.
is what Ole needs to do. Yep.
Well, interesting. I mean, substitutions, and then just now we said senior figures not figuring up everything. So having said that, let's just jump in straight to David De Gea. I mean, failing to link, buckling under pressure. Do you all think that it's time to? I mean, not saying he has not done great. He has saved United for multiple times, but I do not rate him as the best goalkeeper in the world, because I find it's overrated. His commanding presence has always been a crucial thing. He doesn't command his defenders. He doesn't command his D box. One to ones, yes, he can take it on. So I think, is it time that we pass the baton to Dean Henderson? Because in this game, De Gea failed to lead by example. I mean, you had a young defenders there. He came from a title-winning squad. He won the league under Ferguson. He had senior players under him. He should have lead by example, but he seems to be doing the same mistakes here and there, and not being the figure that we want him to be. Anyone have a different opinion on this?
Um, I'll just go first. Personally, I think I spoke about this before. We should allow the rotation of Dean Henderson and David De Gea often. We should do that, because let me tell you, Dean Henderson was amazing against Liverpool. The Mo Salah chance one-on-one, he did a good save. That guy was prepared for the biggest game of the season. So you should actually bank on that motivation factor and give him a run of games. Sheffield United, especially when it's a league game, it's a midweek game. We have Arsenal coming up, it's a big game. So let Dean Henderson have a run on the midweek game, and give David De Gea a run against Arsenal. So I saw the comment anyway. But anyway, let me just finish what I wanted to say. I think Ole should start rotating the keepers. Because let's be honest, DDG had his moments, and I think it's also taking a big toll of him. Many years being the savior for United, club player of the year for a couple of years. Let's give him a break. He needs a break, because I feel he's burned out. He's quite
What
burned
do you
out.
think? Give him a break or time to let him go?
No, never let him go. You see, the thing is, if you want to let him go for mistakes like this, I've seen players do more mistakes than this, and the club has faith on them. Of course, it's
Arrizabalaga.
not Kepa. Say,
Arrizabalaga.
I was about to come there, bro. Kepa Arrizabalaga. Lampard had too much of faith in him. Of course, it cost him his job. But again, DDG is not that bad, bro. I mean, he's one of the best. Of course, he might not be the best in the world, but he's definitely one of the top 5 keepers of the world.
But if you're going to pay someone almost 350,000 pounds wages per week, I mean, Chris just said we don't have world class players. That is a salary cap that you pay for world class players. So are we overpaying them? When you
Okay,
overpay them, there's no
okay. Just to touch on the Chris topic of the world class players, in this world, there's only 2 class players, Ronaldo and Messi. Okay, there's only 2 class players.
Okay.
The other players are great players.
Okay.
They are great players. They're good players. They are players. Okay. So there is nobody in the Premier League is a world class player, in my opinion. That's a personal opinion. I'm not talking behalf of United or anybody. It's my personal opinion. You got people there who are scoring 50, 60 goals, leading the team by example, every game in and out scoring. That is world class. Okay, so let's put DDG out of the equation. Let's put any other players around the planet out of the equation.
No, I mean, let's not compare DDG with Ronaldo or Messi. That's a very off comparison we're doing. Let's just compare within the same rank that we have in the Premier League. Just say, let's compare him with Ederson and Alisson.
Ederson made a mistake against United, bro. Just for info,
Yeah.
Ederson made a mistake. McTominay scored the goal outside the D. Even he made a mistake. Alisson Becker try to do some nutmegs, I think last season or the season before. Any keeper does mistake. We do not deny that. But the thing is, the frequency of the mistake.
So you still believe David De Gea still needs to be number 1 in United?
Definitely he needs to be number 1 because Dean Henderson has to work his way to be number 1. He has to work his way, meaning...
but how do you be a number 1 goalkeeper when you can't command your D-box?
So again, it comes back to Dean Henderson when he gets a chance to play. Even Dean Henderson against Wolves, if I'm not mistaken, he made a blunder. You remember the game? Just about a month ago.
But you're comparing a 23-year-old with a 30-year-old who had 432 games at United and someone who has less than 10 games at United.
Okay, remember the great Peter Schmeichel?
Okay.
Let me tell you how many mistakes he made.
Peter Schmeichel is not as acrobatic as David De Gea. We all know that. But Peter Schmeichel controls his back line. He commands his defenders. You don't see that with David De Gea.
Correct. Again, not all 5 fingers are the same. Everybody got their own style of playing. We don't have a Roy in our team. We compare Bruno with Eric Cantona. They are not the same person. They are different impact players with different styles, but the motivation is one. Win, win, and win. Okay? But you see, even Peter Schmeichel, at one season, guys remember this, against Newcastle, we lost 5-0. Against Chelsea, we lost 5-0. Remember that season, under Fergie? We lost 5-0 with an all-star studded United team. Okay? So, football, like what Fergie says, is just bloody football. It's just bloody football. It just happens. But if we look at the ratio of David De Gea's wonderful saves, not forgetting the world record.
Let's not talk about the past. I'm not going to go there and say he has done wonderfully. What we're saying that
what I'm telling is that David De Gea of the past.
Why hasn't he evolved as a footballer to go to the next stage to command where he's supposed to step up? Now we're talking about someone who needs to step up. It's no more that you go in and do for me the saves. I don't need that. I know you can do the saves. But we are not paying someone like almost 300 to 350 to do the save.
Okay.
You want someone to walk the back line.
Correct. The salary part of it, to be honest, is nothing to do with Ole or anybody. It's just the top management. Okay. So let me tell you, football as a
End
whole.
of the day, the top management is still Manchester United. We're not talking a top management coming from Tottenham Hotspur, right?
No, correct. But let me tell you, the salary cap of players nowadays is crazy. Extraordinary crazy. All right. David De Gea is just a part of the member of the crazy club. David De Gea, many other players. So let's not equate the players salary cap because the clubs have the money, they pay the money.
You do have to
But
equate. Why do you equate Maguire with the with his 80 million signing?
see, as
End
a
of the day,
fan,
like it or don't like it, that value will be equated.
no, correct.
The
I
dollar and
agree.
cent that we pay, it's what
Mm.
people equate to you with the performance on the pitch.
Correct. I totally agree. You see, 80 million back then was a big money. Okay, 80 million compared to 220 million, 80 million is still a smaller money. You know, it's just a matter of time for David De Gea to be back on his perfect form. I mean, he was good this season. He had a few blunders, but again, any keepers will have it. Any keepers will have it. David De Gea is no exceptional. He is not an extraordinary keeper. He is a very good keeper. We do not deny that. Okay, if you compare to the grades of the past, we cannot compare David De Gea. Everybody has their own saves. Own styles. David De Gea has his weakness, and one of the weakness I see is penalty shootouts. He's not very good in his penalty savings. All right, but minus that, the reflex part of it, yes, he has it. We have seen David De Gea do some crazy reflex. Not about the past, but
Dinesh,
just few
even
games
you're
ago.
going to reflexes. I'm not talking about reflexes. Reflexes, I hands it down to him.
As a whole,
Uh,
but just to answer you, I think Dean Henderson deserves to be given a chance, but not the number one jersey yet. Not yet. Not yet. But let's keep it until end of season. Let Ole has to give him more games for him to prove that we have two great keepers in the team. He's a good keeper, but he has not hit the top yet. I feel the guy has a bit more time to go, but one day definitely he'll be the number one keeper for United and England. That's without a shadow of a doubt. But till then, let him learn from what he has above him, David De Gea, and let him just improve himself. That's my personal opinion.
that's interesting. The comments session is flooding. Let's just go there first. So, Kavinesh, thanks for watching, mate. De Gea is world class. It was a fall on him, but he could have done better. He will bounce back. I will stick by him. Then Praveen, thanks for watching, mate. DDG having bad time at the moment, and captainship might give him more pleasure, which might affect his performance. Okay. We have one from Kishan Balan here, and a Liverpool fan. Kishan, thanks for watching the show, mate. Come on, bro. United been lucky with those reflexes. Let's not go there. And he goes on. Selamat petang 2-1. Jangan lupa 3-2.
Ooh.
Kishan on fire. Okay. He goes on.
Nabil Fakir ke
I
apa?
love to see United fans cry. It's my daily
No,
medication.
all Liverpool fans is on fire today.
We just entering the cave. They have came out from the cave. So, when you come out from the cave, you suddenly see sun, rain, shine. You get very excited.
And
That's
COVID
Wow,
cases
we
very
know
high as
seeing
well.
this. Wow, thanks, we know it.
Okay, Yazid, you've been very quiet. I'm going to Hassan. What do you think with David De Gea? Do you think, there's another comment from Jivan Nathan. Jivan, thanks for watching. He was in our show in the Shades of Red. David De Gea had a bad game, but we'll stick by him. Dean Henderson blundered during the away games at Sheffield United. I feel we need a leader in defense. Okay. Do you think David De Gea is the leader in defense?
I don't think so. But he's not that kind of a player. He is not someone who brings confidence to the rest of his defensive teammates, because he's simply not that kind of a player. He's not someone who is like Schmeichel. He's not someone who is like Edwin. Rio Ferdinand once said that he knew what Edwin would do. He has confidence in Edwin's ability, so that allows him and Vidic or whoever is playing with him to push forward. But with De Gea, he is simply not that kind of a player. He's world class at shot stopping. We've seen him making absolute stunners of a save.
Yeah.
Time and time again. But what he is not is someone who commands the box, especially at set pieces. And I don't think it's about coaching or drilling it into him. He's simply not that kind of a goalkeeper. His physique is slender, so he's always gonna be facing opposition teams who try to barge him away during set pieces. And of course, being one of the best goalkeepers in the world, there's been a lot of scrutiny on how he plays. So there's opposition team has always been trying to look for loopholes on how to beat De Gea. So team started to um, uh, to uh, to kill him on where he is weak, to exploit his weakness. So one thing that I notice is that he is a bit suspect when it comes to long range. Low long range shots. So teams, knowing that he likes to save with his feet, with his reaction saves using his feet, teams would then shoot early. So when he shoot early, he has some problems in trying to save on the ground ball. So he is a bit suspect on that. Other
So
thing is
is he still stagnant, or he has not matured to where we want him to be?
he's simply not that good of a goalkeeper. I might be blunt to say this, but he has a lot of flaws in his game. So at 30, there's not much time for him to drill on new characteristics or new style of play. He's simply not great of a goalkeeper to play in the Premier League. He doesn't have the physique. He doesn't have the control of the box. Opposition teams have already found loopholes in his game. They know that he's weak physically, so they try and do that, and it's very disappointing. It's very disappointing. And if you ask me if you should go with Dean Anderson, I think it's not yet the moment for us to do so, because David De Gea is still the most senior goalkeeper. I mean, in terms of appearance, you can count Lee Grant on that, but he is still one of the best in the world. It's just that opposition teams have found his weaknesses, so they're exploiting him on that. So yeah.
So you still feel that we should stick with David De Gea?
Because Dean Henderson is not that much of a better goalkeeper as well. He is a bit suspect at playing from the back, same as De Gea. He is also, despite being English, and also has been playing in the English game for quite some time, he's also targeted at set pieces. So I think it's more towards probably I don't know, probably someone who has better football knowledge than me could answer this. Maybe probably it's because of the defense. Maybe the defense doesn't support him that much. But yeah, those are the keepers that uh, s- we have to live by lah. So
All right.
yeah, and also Anderson. Yeah, both of them
Vinod,
will not.
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Vinod, I quite agree what Yazid said, especially the last part, when he said maybe he doesn't have the confidence in his front four, right? Because of the defenders, maybe because of that he's losing. What is your take on this, Vinod? Because especially from you, right? You have also seen how De Gea plays and all that. So do you think that could be one of the factors or not? Like maybe also can be because the game against Liverpool, Dean Henderson has been chosen instead of De Gea, and this game De Gea has also been chosen. Maybe the game gave to De Gea. Is he losing confidence or what?
No, for me, I personally feel David De Gea is one of the best keepers in the world, without a doubt. Shot stopper, you can't. He's class in that. However, when you evolve, that means when you grow, when you move above in the squad dynamic, you go above, you climb the ladders. He's one of the leaders. So you have a young defense, young backline. You expect those keepers to command, communicate, and handling the back four. So that's what we want to see David De Gea to move on to next. But DDG has been same. I mean, it's like there is for me, I find there is a big gap between the defense and David De Gea. It's like he's more of, I do my role, I shot the stops from coming in, but he doesn't command, he doesn't instruct. So that creates a gap between the defense and the goalkeeper. That's where improvement is needed. So when you are being paid from, it always comes back to dollar and cents. So when you are being one of the top paid keepers in the world, you expect that, because that is where is the ultimate game changer. Ultimately decides a great keeper, an average keeper, or a world class keeper. At times, there are keepers like, for example, Bata. So he wasn't great in shot stopping, but at least he knew how to. You need to command. You need to hold your back four. That is what is key, I find. Mean we have few comments in this here that has been also agreeing to Dinesh. Let's just run through it before we move on next. I mean, like, um, okay. We have one from Parish Melon. Thanks for watching, mate. Yes, agree. He's not that kind of player. Can't change him, but he's still one of the best shot stopper. Alan goes on. Thanks for watching. Spot on, Yazid. Shoban. De Gea is more of a eker than Buffon. Okay. Can be said that. Dave, De Gea has set the ceiling way above all other goalkeepers in the squad. Hence, is an easy choice for Ole. De Gea is a human after all. Agree. I mean, I'm not here to blame on his mistakes. Mistakes is fine. But what I'm more crucial with De Gea, I want him to do is he needs to control his backline. He needs to command. That is where someone has to look to improve. I mean, we need a keeper that does it. There seems to be a breakdown. Vivek, thanks for watching, mate. I agree with Dinesh. We should stick with DDG, but we also need to give Henderson some game time. To me, goalkeepers don't need like a partnership with central defenders, so no issue to play both on alternate basis, so that we can show that we have two great goalkeepers in our squad. That's a very big plus point. I kind of agree. I mean, it's good to rotate the keeper. Remember Germany when he was rotating Oliver Hahn and Jens Lehmann? I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, Dean Henderson. I mean, it could create competition for De Gea. That competition might push him because for now, back in De Gea's mind might be that who Cockle I'm going to play. Henderson might play in the smaller games or what.
No, you see, that's what I'm telling. When Luke Shaw was having competition, tell us, we saw the best of Shaw. The competition created the awareness that you are replaceable. So likewise, we need that word DDG to up his game. If Luke Shaw can do it, why not DDG?
All right.
So we need to give that factor where you are just not the absolute number one. If you're bad, how do you go? We need to give that competition. So that's what I was actually trying to say earlier.
Okay. I mean, Krish, last one for me before move on, but there's two more comments here. Shoban box command is the only criteria for top shelf goalkeeper. De Gea is a shot stopper. De Gea is top class. Okay. Praveen goes on that there's no understanding between him and defense player. I mean, Krish, what's your point of view? I mean, a quick one. How
Okay.
do you rate De Gea and what do you think?
All right. De Gea, right, has got a very good concentration. All right. He's one of his biggest advantage of being a goalkeeper is his high concentration. So you can see him making superb saves all of a sudden in the match at a crucial point of time, and he has done that so many times in many matches. But the only weaknesses he has is his aerial ability and his strength. So in Premier League, you have seen every matches, teams, especially the teams in the lower part of the league, they always like to go more on the in swinging corner, and they'll put at least 2-3 players around De Gea to actually push him to do this kind of stuff. We have seen that during Ferguson era as well. So De Gea is built. He's very small size physically. All right. So that is one of his weaknesses, and I see that teams are targeting that. But if you're asking me, right, at this point of time in United, I think we only have De Gea. If we have Newer or we have Oblak, I think Newer or Oblak would be the number one. But at this point of time, we don't have any of one of those. We only have De Gea and Henderson. So obviously, De Gea is going to be our number one goalkeeper
Okay,
at the
can I
moment.
just ask a very quick one? Why do you think Oblak or Newer will be better than De Gea?
Okay, why I think both of them has higher in terms of capabilities because they are all round goalkeepers, especially Noah. If you take, he's an all round goalkeeper. He's a sweeper keeper. You know, so one of the reasons why Bayern Munich is performing well is because there's less pressure on the defensive end because of Noah's ability to play as a sweeper keeper. You know, and he's more aggressive in defending set pieces when the balls are coming in from corners, free kicks. He has more better authority in the D box. You know, if you see one of the way of Newer goes in when the moment there's a set piece, he goes with his knee high, exactly like how Oliver Kahn used to do that. You know, so for me, why I rate Neuer higher than De Gea is because he's more of an all-round goalkeeper. He has good passing range. He's more of a player that can actually uh, play for the defense, cover for the defenders, the central defenders, and he's more aggressive and more stronger in the D box whenever he's coming for crosses. So the only problem with De Gea at the moment is he lacks in terms of the command in the box, like what Yazid just shared, and his ability to actually go aggressive with the defenders of the opposing team. So the goal against Sheffield, if you see, Vinod, he was pushed, but the referee did not see enough on that because the push was not so aggressive. The push was just a hunch. It's considered like a hunch, you know. But he was still moved by that impact of that hunch, resulting in him losing the ball. And you can see if you look at a picture of that goal, his jumping range is more lower compared to the defender was heading the goal. The guy who scored that goal jumped higher than De Gea. So as a goalkeeper, even your arms are up, his arms is up, in that goal. But he still is short. He still looks shorter than the guy who scored the goal. You know what I mean? So this is where De Gea lacks in certain times. But overall, right, I tell you, he's a superb goalkeeper because his concentration levels are very, very good. Because I've seen that so many times, even in the 90th minute or the 80th minute, when we never expected him to make save, he save us. He has saved us many times. So that is why I rank him better than Henderson at this point of time, more reliable than Henderson at this point in time. But of course, like what Dinesh said, if there's more rotation, it will provide more competition for De Gea, and it will give him a kind of a challenge. Okay, I got one guy who's trying to take out my position, so better perform every single match. You know.
Right. That's a very interesting thing. I mean, thanks for your insight, Krish. I mean, looks like everyone is on Digia's side. But I mean, it's good that you guys have that confidence with Digia. But what is baffling here, the biggest baffling of the day is what's going on with the fan base. Why is there criticism towards Tuanzebe and Marshall? And worst case is racism. I mean, when we are all going to say no to racism and they've been taking the stance and everything. So why has United's fans turned to this ugly side? I mean, all of y'all came out and defended De Gea of his past and everything. So why is it baffling? Why has it gone to the extreme level?
I mean, personally, I did go through that Instagram posts and messages and whatever not. Let's be honest. First and foremost, it was spam profiles. It was clearly spam profiles where it's anonymous senders. I'm not defending the club, but how sure are you they are United supporters alone? How sure are you people are not making a Mickey of the whole issue? And that's one. Second is England, Spain, Italy. They are known for racism. You can put Black Lives Matters, any lives matters. These guys will never change because that is the culture of the country, or maybe the continent, or that's part of the world for them. So this is something where you cannot be spending millions and millions again for anti-racism campaigns. It's just built-in ethics and upbringing. So even players themselves, many of them has been a target of racism. Balotelli, Ashley Cole, you name it, they are there. So this is something where it cannot be eradicated. It's the most oldest style of hitting below the belt in the world. So you just can't get this off. For me, I feel the players has to toughen up and just got to bite the bullet because this is life. And also putting into adding on to the whole thing, they are highly paid players, highly paid so-called superstars, and this comes with the package. You're getting paid salary just not to enjoy but to actually bite all this. So I think this is reality check. But of course, Tuanzebe was not at fault for Sheffield. I feel it was just hard luck. Martial, let's not go there. It's going to just extend the show for another hour. Let's not go there. But it's just hard luck for them.
There's a trivia for you, Dinesh. From Vivek. Will Cavani start ahead of Marshall, or will Marshall get a nod as a support mechanism for the racist comments directed towards him? In one word, what do you think? Yes or no?
This is not even a question. Of course, Cavani is going to start ahead of Marshall. Not only for racism part of it. Let's put racism aside. It's just performance on the pitch.
Let's just put racism back because that's what only is it about. Performance, I know you'll go on the whole day. We'll come next in the next segment.
But again, I feel bad for the guys. Hopefully, they are strong enough to face this so-called tough times for them.
Yazid, what about you? I mean, you have met the players, so you have met Scott McTominay and everything. So, how do you see this? Is it something not, or the players have to live up with it, get used to it, just start to ignore?
It's unfortunate. You cannot ignore stuff like this. It's disgusting. So, but then again, when I took a look at the comments made on the Instagram page, United is a global club, right? Supporters from all over the world. So you have supporters from supporters who have who are not really aware on racism, right? So when you look at the comments, it might come from countries outside of England. It might come from countries which are not that developed in terms of educating on racism. So I think it's unfortunate. Us fans from Malaysia should always be aware that we should not be touching on sensitive issues such as this. We should not be abusing anyone. So at the end of the day, it's just your personal how you are raised, how you are educated, and stuff like that. So it's unfortunate for the players. Of course, they need to be professional. They need to move on. It's part and parcel of the modern football world. You have social media, and it's best if you limit it, like what Tuanzebe did, right? He is now out from Twitter. He does not have a Twitter account anymore. So I think just have the bare minimum and focus more on football. Talking about social media, the king of social media is now on loan at West Ham. So good luck to him.
Yes, Linda Pinho is there. I mean, he might do a favor for us today or tomorrow.
Yeah.
Are you going to wear his jersey? You know you're a Lingard fan. Linod. Come on, where's the West Ham jersey, bro?
I will definitely wear it, bro. Because Lingard was just misguided. Okay, I mean, very well said, Yazid and Dinesh, on the racism part. I mean, it's just not towards United. I mean, to everyone who's watching, I mean, it's a no-go. It's a no-brainer. It should not happen in football, or not even football, in any sports in matter. I mean,
even here in Malaysia, right? Yeah.
You just watch it. I mean, they are humans, end of the day. Let's hope it doesn't happen, and let's hope it stops. Then, let's talking about that. I mean, there's something hot up, right, Dinesh? Yes.
Oh yeah.
Guys, now we are moving to our next and the main segment of the day, which is on the United and Arsenal match. And to make it more interesting, those of you who guys are watching out there, we have two diehard Arsenals. Come on, you Gunners, they say. So we are going to get the Gunners inside here now. We have Sashi here first.
Hi team. Hi Vinod.
Hi Sashi, nice having you. And we have Surain. Hi Surain. And Surain has been supporting since the George Graham days. I mean, it's good to have an old timer here. Nice having you, mate.
Thank you. Hi everyone.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
I mean, get pumped up, guys. It's Arsenal versus Manchester United. One of us are going to get gunned down.
8-2.
I mean, that is
That was an early banter by Krish.
3 Arsenal, is it?
Bro, remember 6-0, bro.
6-1 or 6-0, bro? 6-1.
6-1. Yeah, sorry.
1-6 to Tottenham.
Oh, what is oh yes.
I didn't think about Tottenham. Is there a Tottenham supporter here?
Thank you. This is right. Okay. Thank you. Forgot about it, really.
We won't.
Wow, I can see
Jay,
Shaki
as you know,
pumping
and
up.
said,
Even
this
after
show is
the
officially
FA
now
Cup
a commentary
exit.
zone. I mean, okay, let's start off. I mean, Surin, you guys are
Yeah.
coming in with one of the best form, 16 out of 18 points taken. And how pumped up are you all for this match?
Okay. Basically, is this game will be ultimate to see how much Arsenal has improved ever since the full 3 points they have taken against Chelsea. Simply because after that onwards, they have started their momentum, which has been very, very positive. Arteta has been very, very brave enough to drop down a player in the caliber of Ozil. I don't think I would have seen any other managers being that persistent enough to drop such a big time player, despite of all the criticism coming from the media saying the Arsenal are losing simply because they don't have any creativity players. So in steps all the youth players, and honestly, is the youth players have stepped up to the next level. But of course, we are not. I'm not just being too taken off just like that. Simply because the season is we still have another 4 more months. So in these 4 more months, we still have to play, of course, tonight United, Liverpool, City, Spurs. So the season is still long. But as of now, the momentum has been positive. Looking at the tactical changes that Arteta has made, so I'm quite confident that Arsenal will be finishing off the game with full 3 points.
Very confident. I mean, uh, Dinesh, you I mean, Surin is very confident that they are going to go by 3 points. And he mentioned that Arteta had took, I mean, how I say it, Arteta dropped Ozil. He took a very solid move, brave decision. Do you think we're going to do something brave to avoid Arsenal achieving a double on us, which they have not achieved since 2006?
Um, anyway, thanks, Suren, for the comment. That boosted me to also say something on my side.
Again, Arsenal.
I mean, United and Arsenal always been the top dogs for many, many years. And those were the years where this game was a very big game. Now it's a big game, but it's don't have the magnitude of earlier. But Arsenal are in good form. I don't deny that. I don't deny that they are in good form. They actually dropped Ozil, they sold him off, and they got a pretty good squad. They have Lacazette coming back on form. Aubameyang is getting his scoring shoes again. But also, let's be honest, United lost to Sheffield. We beat Liverpool, and we lost to Sheffield. So there is a hunger United to get back that win, and we could do it against Liverpool. Then we also can do it against Arsenal, and also being the king of away games. I think we got a big battle tonight. And I see United taking the 3 points. I see United taking 3 points simply because Arsenal are doing fine. The confidence might have kicked in a bit more higher than what's needed, and United confidence shattered after New Sheffield. So we got a big point to prove, and I think they will be proving it. And let's be honest, United has more point to prove because we are second on table. We got to get the points to be on top of our table. Arsenal need it because they got a leapfrog Chelsea, London rivals. So also we understand that. We understand that. So let's see which aim is a bigger aim tonight.
Interesting. I mean, what about you, Sashi? I mean, okay, they have both mentioned about that both have their A coming in, but do you see is it a more of Arsenal versus Manchester United or more of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer versus Mikel Arteta? Because both of his managers has been deep scrutiny. Everyone has been questioning them. They have gone on bad patches. Ole turned around. I mean, he has been Ole at the wheel to Ole on the wheel to Ole at the club. There's been some mixed feelings there. Arteta too same. He started off. He did a pretty good decent. He ended last season quite well. This season a slow season, but last few matches he has been picking up. So is it a more of a deep dive battle between these two managers? Is it of who's going to get it right on that day? or you feel it's back to the players? It's where heart and passion is.
It's going to go back to the drawing board because this is still a game between the two managers. As you can see that, of course, both the teams is currently in good form. Even though Man United lost against Sheffield United, I could still say both teams are on the form. As far as we can see that Man United having a good away good games record, but they still yet to find teams which is the actual big six. So at the moment, the real top teams that they actually played in a way is against Leicester and as well as the game at Anfield. Both the games ended in draws. So as it stands, United is yet to win against a big six opponent, and they are still not unbeatable. And if you still look at the table there, we have the second best defense in the league. So this is very contrast for me to say that because we don't normally have a good defense. At the moment, we only consider 20 goals per 20 games, which means at a ratio of 1 goals per game. So this is a very interesting game, which might we get into. So this is more of the manager's game, as well as United versus Arsenal. But today, the outcome of the game, both teams would not like to have a draw. The reason being, because if a win comes to United, they'll be challenging for the title. And if the win goes for Arsenal, they'll be far. It will make the league more interesting because you could see immediately there's other games like there are other teams there like Liverpool, West Ham, who's also fighting today this week. Which a win for Liverpool will make them equal in terms of points against Man United, and we have teams like Leicester City and so on. So it's going to make a very close gap. It's not going to be a two-horse race anymore if such situation happens. So if you're thinking of the league management point of view, this is a very healthy scenario, provided that we don't have fans in the stadium. You know?
Yeah, he's done.
All right. I mean, yeah. Celine, what about you? I mean, Sashi just mentioned there's no fans. I mean, like, there's a comment here from Tanin who mentioned, Tanin, thanks for watching. As for Arsenal, fantastic form, but United will be first real challenge for Arsenal since they hit form. Yeah, Bruno has not been himself also in the last 4 games. Thoughts? Okay, we will keep this for Krish, but then he also gone on and said, not taking anything away from United's away record, but due to COVID and playing in an empty stadium, does this point on away form really matters? What do you think, Swin? Does the away form, does it really matter because of an empty stadium, or end of the day is just about plain simple? I mean, the rivalry between United and Arsenal goes way back. I'm sure this game matters more than just being in a league position. It's not matter about who's going to end up where or what. It's just about plainly getting it done. United wants that revenge because they lost at Old Trafford, and you all want to have the elusive double. So is it? And you have two managers who been there. Solskjaer was a player, Arteta was a player. So will this be a pumped up game, or is just going to be a very dull game that both will be just going to sneak a point or play safe? So then you're on mute.
Sorry.
Okay.
Okay, honestly, looking at it, this game will be very, very interesting in the sense is will be the motivating factor for the managers and also the players as well. Managers simply because Arteta has just started his management journey. Okay, whereas Solskjaer is much more senior to him. But in terms of achievement, looking at what Solskjaer has achieved in the period of time versus to what Arteta has done, so I think Arteta has a better record. But of course, looking at that,
Arteta at least went to final and won the final.
yes, exactly. So looking at on every aspect, Arteta will not want to stop only just at the FA Cup. definitely he's having bigger ideas for the as an entire club. For Solskjaer, for in the overall, he'll be feeling the heat much more simply because number one, he's already at the club called MU United. Then and also at the same time, the pressure of him leading United back to the glory days will be much higher. This is for managers. Okay, and looking for the team individually, most of the players will want to nail down the starting spot, especially the younger ones, Bukayo Saka, Emil Smith Rowe, and now with the arrival of Odegaard from Madrid, it is just going to be pretty interesting how is Arteta going to tweak and turn his formation. Either will he be okay to start with ESR and bring in Odegaard later, or is he going to start both Odegaard and ESR also at the same time? So it will be very interesting for both the managers and also the players as well.
Okay. Krish, what about
Yes.
you? How do you see this game? I mean, I would say you are our tactical manager. You came on and said about how tactically the two games was played. How do you think we should approach this game tactically?
Okay, this game. Okay, first and foremost, right? I think we have been underestimating Arsenal for the past few seasons. First and foremost, because if you look at the statistics, it shows that United has lost to Arsenal 3 times in the Premier League for the past couple of seasons, and only one draw. All right, so we have not won against Arsenal for the past 4 matches in the Premier League. So that is why I'm saying we have been underestimating Arsenal all this while. But today's match, all right, tactically, if Ole starts Cavani up front, Pogba on the right wing, Fernandes in the middle, and Rashford on the left, with Tomine and Fred as central defensive midfielders, we are surely going to win the game because Pogba and Fernandes are going to play. They have this clever link play, all right, and Cavani will make off the ball runs, and Rashford will actually roam on the left. So I believe if Ole goes on with this formation, they can actually get this game with a 2-1 score. I believe Fernandes will score a goal today, and Rashford will also score a goal today.
Oh, that's a very
So the
fast
game
prediction.
will be 2-1 to United.
Okay, Sashi, how do you think
Krish,
would this
Krish,
function?
I wanted to know your defenders. Oh, sorry, Vinod.
Okay, my defenders, I would go for Bisaka on the right as usual, Lindelof in the middle with Bailey, and Shaw on the left. De Gea as a goalkeeper. Because at this point of time,
Do
we
I
have.
hear Maguire being
Do I,
dropped?
do I hear
Only
that
going for
Maguire is not there?
Yeah,
Sorry?
that's right. Maguire is not
Maguire.
making.
No, I would go Lindelof and Maguire on the middle,
Okay.
Bisaka on the right,
Ah.
and Shaw on the left. Because
Okay.
at this point of time, I think Bailey is actually not fit. He's not really fully fit at the moment. And I don't want Tuanzebe on the spotlight again. Let's give Tuanzebe and Marshall some break. All right,
break.
they have been in the spotlight on because of racism and this kind of stuff. So this will affect them mentally as well. So if I was Ole, I would bring Marshall somewhere around the 70th or the depends on the game 70th minute. Let him have a little bit of relax, less pressure. Because I think if you bring Marshall on 70th minute with less pressure, he's going to perform. He can make a difference if the game is tied at 1-1. Maybe by an assist or maybe by getting a penalty. You
He
know?
might also give us more pressure. Also.
Yes. So don't put him from the first 11. Put him on the 17th minute. Let Cavani start up front.
Typical United tactics.
Okay, Sashi, you said typical United tactic. So how do you counter this typical tactic?
Actually, we are having some dilemmas here today because we have two key players which is missing the game. Number one being Aubameyang. He's not.
But Aubameyang has been missing your past games, and you
Personal
guys have
reasons.
collected
Yeah.
16 out of 18 points. I
Yeah.
don't think so. Why is a threat here?
Yeah, but
But
he
Aubameyang
is.
means he will not be 16 points on the card.
I
Yes,
think he
but
wants a
he's
new
the kind
contract,
of.
bro. He wants a new contract.
He already
No,
got
no,
a
no.
new contract.
Because Aubameyang is practically the big game player, so
Okay.
he has to be in this kind of games. So if you, but I'm not too worried about the strike force. Rather, I'm worried about the centre back pairing. If David Luiz is anywhere on the pitch today, together with Willian, we are definitely going to lose this. To be honest with you, because I would prefer Pablo Mari with holding pairing, which is a better pairing for me. And if Tierney can get in the on the team, and if Bellerin or Cedric, either of them, as well as Saka and Emil Smith Rowe, and this is going to be a win for us. If anything other than if David Luiz and Willian is on the pitch, anything could happen. I mean, we could lose the game by 4-0, or we could even win the game by 1-0.
Interesting. Do you feel if David Luiz and William starts for them, it's a bonus for United, or actually they might be the dark horse or the hidden weapon, the hidden snipers?
We played against Sheffield United and still lost. So it
Sorry.
doesn't make a difference if David Luiz or whoever plays. It's still.
So who do you rate them?
it's
Who's your
difficult.
dangerous player from Arsenal? Who do you think that will cause us problem that we need to nullify?
Saka, I think Saka is a bit tricky. So I wanted to usually normally what I do to when I predict the results of matches is to look at the first 11, the first 11 of both teams, and see if we would rather have players from the other team, right? And if we have better players in them, then I will predict a win. But for tonight, I will make an exception. Even though I feel that Arsenal, I will only take one or two players from them to replace players from our club. I think Arsenal is in a good spot now. And considering how well they have been playing against United, I think tonight's going to be a tricky game. And if you're asking me about players who might pose danger to United, now they have Odegaard, so that's going to be tricky. They have
Odegaard is injured. He's not going to play tonight.
He's not going to play, so that's a good news. Otherwise, they still have ESR. They have Saka. Those tricky players are what worries me most. But the thing about Arsenal United is that most of the time, the players who have not been performing well for Arsenal, they will kick it up a notch when playing against us. Players like Lacazette might surprise you. Players like remember when Saka scored that long range goal against United. So when you're playing against your tight rivals, this will always happen. Form goes out of the window. So tonight I will see a very tight game.
Interesting. So then I'm going to come back to you. I mean, we have a comment here that mentioned Shade has gone on and said Brazilians aren't made for Arsenal. Do you agree with what Sachin mentioned that David Luiz is a no starter for you? No brainer, should not be near the team? Or you have a different
one player, okay, I think currently should not be starting or should also not be sitting the bench is 100%, I would say, is Willian. Simply because for the kind of experience that he had coming from Chelsea with all the experience winning of the trophies, I really expected him to actually step up. But honestly, I was happy after the Fulham game, which was our first game of the season. But subsequently, I can see that he was not able to fit in into the tactical plan as what is been constructed by Arsenal. So there goes with all the issues. Then of course they had all the other problems. As I was also beginning to wonder why is Atita continuously to giving him the chance and making him play in the first 11. Actually, now when you are looking back, his idea was very, very smart, I would say, in the sense is he wanted to go all out to get rid of Ozil, which has already done. And all the other, some of the players who are underperforming, their contract has already been terminated. So this is already a very clear warning to players like Willian and to all the others. That includes Aubameyang. So it clearly goes to show you can be the best player, you can be the highest earner, but there's a limit always that you have to fulfill upon. So hereby, I would say now is a wonderful chance for all the young players at the Arsenal is to nail down their starting spot in the first team. That is one. Of course, I'm not saying he should depend only 100% on the youth players. You should match them and mix them together with the experience also as well. Simply because they will definitely will not have the pace to finish the entire season.
Okay, interesting. Sina, what about you? What do you think? How is this game going to be enlightened? Is it, Sina, our captain is out here today. I've always traditionally loved his style. Need to have that spark again this time. Hopes it's soon. Hope it's now. Hopes it's tonight. But yeah, looks like United's going to lose.
No.
Paris,
United's game to lose. United's game to lose.
so United game to lose. Sorry, I missed out. I have some very. So
Bro, you're
come
United
on,
fan,
United
right?
fan.
You know?
Hmm?
You're United fan, right? You know?
Thanks,
We
God,
have
you
the
asked
doubt
the
for a long
question.
time. We have the doubt for some time already. Yes, thanks. We're not alone then.
I'm a football fan.
He's an optimistic fan. I like about him.
Shit, Paris.
Yeah.
Come on, United fan. Sheffield United was a one-off. Chris Wilder wanted to get in a better side of club. That's why they played at Prime Atletico Madrid. How do you think? Is it like how Sina mentioned? Is it the game for United to lose, or us we will have a tough time going to the Emirates?
For me, yeah, I would agree. It's a tough for us. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be easy. Definitely, like how mentioned by Yazid just now as well. There's few players already on form as well. You know, Zaka and Lacazette and all these people, right? So it's gonna be a tough game for us as well. But I think because of the defeat that we had recently with Sheffield, it's definitely gonna be a rebound for us. We're gonna have a rebound match for sure. We're gonna leave the spirit again because it's time for us to bring up the winning mentality back, just like what Bruno keeps saying. We
So
have
how
to
do we
bring back
need
the
to
winning.
approach this game? I mean, how do you want to bring back the winning mentality?
You should. Okay, I would agree. Like how it depends on the lineup as well. Just now when Krish gave his lineup, I would second exactly what he said just now. Probably I would put Bailey instead of Lindelof, but it's okay. Maybe if they only have to do the substitutions, okay. But if the lineup itself in the first lineup itself is wrong, if you see the first lineup itself is not gonna be good enough, then it's gonna be questionable. But other than that, if the lineup is what Krish also mentioned just now, I think it's a strong thing for us, and we could actually win this game. We can
So you
win this.
agree with the diamond lineup for us to go to take on Arsenal?
Yeah, for sure. But I would not predict a big score line, just like how these people are saying 8-6 or something. All this, no. But maybe it's going to be a very narrow win. Very narrow win. I keep my prediction to the end of the show later.
Okay, I mean, Dinesh, I'm going to come to you now. There's one from Faris here. Wow, Krish, Lindelof for Real mate. Do you agree? Is Lindelof should be starting, or who do you feel that? Okay, I'm going to ask you a specific one. Who do you think is the danger man from Arsenal that we need to block, and who you think will be the game changer for United?
As per the last game for Arsenal, I think the two guys I'm worried of is Saka and also Lacazette. I'm actually quite worried about Lacazette also because the guy has been hitting forms, and as much as I hate to say that, he's my main striker in fantasy. So I just
Oh my God. Seriously, bro?
All right, yeah. but the thing is, if you're going to counter Lacazette and Saka,
So Lacazette is your triple captain.
no, he's not my triple captain. Don't worry. but to be honest, you need Bailly in this game because you need Bailly. Reason being because Saka is a tough nut to crack. He's a very good player. We need Shaw and Bailly to be on top form. And why I need Bailly especially is that guy is a big game player. He's a big game player. He saves us a lot of headache. And you need pace. You need to bring a rough approach for this game. This is the big game. You got to get a player who can make the dirty tackles.
But if you want dirty tackle, then Maguire has to play. Maguire wrestles.
Maguire is Tiang Lampu there. So it's Tiang Lampu. So we leave the Tiang Lampu aside. We need a big foot.
So
We need
you
a big
agree with Kishan, Maguire should not play.
Again, it depends on the manager. If the manager is bold enough to drop the captain and put another player, but again,
So do you think the manager is bold enough to drop the captain?
he won't do that. He will definitely not do that. I mean, it's
So we start
writing
with
on the wall.
Maguire and Bailey.
I would put Maguire and Bailly and don't start Talas. Bring in Luke Shaw back again. One Bissaka just got to do the tackles again, like how he always does. And if you can have a perfect defense like how we played against Liverpool in both the games, then Arsenal is in the pocket. Arsenal in the pocket, because trust me, the Salah, Firmino, and Mane partnership was one of the best in the league. And if you could neutralize that, then I think we got to bring the A game. We got to bring the A game, because the Liverpool game mentality is the one we got to start tonight with. The game against Liverpool, how we played them, the discipline of the game on the counter. Okay, again, the counter attacks might not really work tonight because Arsenal got a pacey team, so it might not really work. But you got to bring an A game inside, have a disciplined tactics. Players got to be 100% for 90 over minutes, and if you're going to do that, then this game is definitely an easy win. If you can do that, then again, it depends on the players themselves. The managers can do their part in setting up the team, drawing up the tactics, picking the players. 11 players going to the pitch on both sides, Arsenal and Man United, has to perform, has to justify themselves in the team. So if United players can justify themselves in the team, it might not be the high scoring game like what Serena said. That is some time ago. But it can be a good 3 points, kickstart our season did not go down. We just lost against Sheffield. It's not end of the world. You know, the part when you talk about crisis, we are second and we are crying more than first on ninth. Can you beat that? Can you beat that? Okay, guys, we don't disrespect Arsenal. You guys on form. I don't deny that. But all the United fans out there, including Vinod, Serena, Yazik, Krish, can you beat that? We are crying out a crisis when you're number 2, 1 point behind the leaders. Which part of it is crisis? If that's crisis, I wonder, how bad is Sheffield United fans nowadays? Have they gone into, suicide attempts or not? We are nowhere near crisis. We are just one loss. And we beat Arsenal, we beat Liverpool at the FA Cup. We drew against a very good Liverpool at Anfield. And are you telling me a crisis? Come on, seriously. I didn't support football like last year. I supported football in 1992. This is nothing near crisis. Moyes was crisis. Van Gaal was crisis. Mourinho was depression. And this is crisis? Sing again and see.
I don't think
it's all United fans, buckle up and just enjoy the moment, because after 8 long years, we are back at the top 2. And we are fighting for a title.
Tonight we'll go to top
crisis,
one,
of
bro.
course,
Tonight we
but
go number one.
it's grounding us back onto the earth. It's to bring us back to the earth, to the ground, to
The reality check.
Reality check, yes. Kick on our backside to say that we are not that consistent to be challenging for the league yet. Yes,
Correct. I totally agree with you.
I agree with you. We should enjoy the ride, but yes, we need to tone down our expectations. This team is still building. So that's my
But
view.
expectations are one thing. It's good to have expectations, because expectations moves us to places. Then again, if you don't work hard for expectations, that's when you're going to get disappointed.
This crisis, you mentioned crisis, we are not in crisis. But it's a homecoming crisis, don't you wonder? Because the issues that we had in Sheffield United game was bound to happen, meant to happen, about to come, it happened. We were living in denial. Let's be frank, all of us.
I do not
build out, but we did not go and solve the problem. We refused to see what was the root cause. We refused to go in. We refused to accept it, to treat it, to cure it. So it backfired. Sheffield United game.
I totally agree with you. We had one 90 minutes bad game, but we had a good 180 minutes back-to-back game with a certain particular team. If we can replicate back that same good moments tonight, so what?
Liverpool in a
Then again,
contrast.
Dinesh, the win against Liverpool last week, it was in the FA Cup. Okay, if you have noticed this season, Arsenal also did defeat Liverpool, but in the League Cup. But in terms of the league and the cup tournaments is completely different.
Now, Suren, I agree with you.
But twice, you beat them in the Charity Shield as well.
The thing is,
and plus the Premier League.
It's the impact of that game. You see, beating a Liverpool under 23 or a main team, the fact you beat Liverpool, that itself is a motivational factor. As a fan, I feel very uplifted when you beat Liverpool. Bruno Fernandes scored, very happy. As a player, they know they've beat the best club. So they should have that mentality, like, if we can do it, we can keep on doing it. You have that mentality, you can go against anybody in the league. But again, players got to be strong enough to face it.
But we have this for the past 2 seasons that we have beat this PSG title that Man United consistently won over the past 2 years.
Bro, if imagine lah, if you all qualified 17 times of Champions League without winning, and you all can brag about it, we won it 3 times, and what are we now? It's more like how you're having a date with the Miss World for 17 times, and not one time you could ask her to try or not. That's how it sounds to me. So you guys can go through it. What about us, man? One of the top teams in England. We are there. We will take it tonight. We will win, and we will move on. Okay, you know what, guys? This is the bet. We will move on. When I see you guys next, if we lose, dinner's on me. I make it a bet.
No.
But Dinesh,
I make it more interesting. I make it more interesting. Dinesh to wear Arsenal jersey in the next United show.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
No.
No. You know what? I'm confident United will win. If it's a draw, even game, I'm not going to change my jersey.
Hey.
But Arsenal wins, I will wear the Arsenal jersey. Deal.
Winning is only just 3 points. Like to ensure if United are the winners for the game tonight, I would prefer to see United being champions. Is that okay? That's the bet.
No, I don't prefer that.
Okay, why not?
I don't
Let's
prefer.
see. Is that okay? Interesting enough.
I don't prefer that.
Suren,
I will
MU now is only second place.
Okay.
So now, if they can defeat Arsenal, I'm expecting to see MU being champions end of the season. Is that a bet? I'm ready for it.
It's not a bad bug. It's not a bet. You see, the thing is, if we beat the top
Dinesh, are you
side,
not confident?
Brother, one thing, you have all the favors from the referee and you are still only second.
Again, you guys are
Very
saying that.
I
Oh my
disagree
God.
with that, bro. I
Come on,
disagree with
it's
that.
interesting a bit.
No. I
Win the
disagree
game
with
tonight
that.
at end of the season, become champions.
Your best player is the
No.
referee, man.
You know why? Because I'm also being realistic. MU is now in the second spot. Okay.
Okay. I'm realistic. I am
But
super realistic.
But being realistic tonight, I think that McTominay and Rashford is the two most dangerous players on the pitch because they often perform
agree.
against Arsenal.
I agree
No.
with Sashi. McTominay
The dangerous
especially.
guy is definitely Bruno. He will just die for a penalty.
No.
100% sure agree.
Bruno will be always checkmate tonight.
Yeah.
Because I've seen with Bruno and also Pogba, they always like Mati Pucho against Arsenal.
Oh, wow. No,
I just want to talk about referees. The last time you guys won against us, we had a penalty.
I don't see them anywhere in the pitch. The last
But is it contradicting the last matches Arsenal got a penalty?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys won by penalty.
But-
Someone won
but
the
that's a
best
fair
goal of the
penalty.
month. How worse is
Yeah,
that?
but you guys are getting a player of the month by having penalty mongers.
No.
But yes, going back to the bad
that's
goal by
good.
Trent, Dinesh,
Yeah.
Faris has also thrown to you. Not confident with United, Dinesh.
I'm confident United. I'm totally confident
He's not
United.
confident at all.
You see, I
That's
am
why
confident.
said, even though tonight, if MU is a winner, end of the season, MU must be champions because they're only second spot.
Okay, if that doesn't happen, what's gonna happen? You tell me.
Then it's still pointless.
Okay, fine. I'll take it. United, if win tonight, they will go on a form. They will definitely go for the title.
All right. This is what you have to see.
Okay, but the thing is, winning
This is
tonight.
commitment and the process.
Okay, correct. But winning tonight, I keep my shirt. If losing tonight,
Burn the shirt.
I'll come to the house and collect your jersey because I don't want to buy an Arsenal jersey. I'll borrow your jersey. Okay, okay, deal. Okay, because why?
But
I'm
how about
optimistic.
Sashi? How about Sashi? We didn't get from Sashi. If Arsenal lose, what's going to happen with you? What are you going to do?
Because Dinesh tend to say that this game is for surely United will win. I didn't say that Arsenal is going to win in this game.
But a bet has to be two ways, Sashi.
Yes. Sashi,
Yeah,
what do you do?
anyways.
The bet is not between me and Dinesh. It was between Suren and Dinesh.
Wow.
No. Surin and I go long way back, so he knows how is
Okay,
it between
Sashi,
us.
Sashi, one question to you, Sashi. Okay.
Yeah.
If United wins, we don't win by penalty. We win by an open play or by a free kick. What will you do, Sashi? If we win by an open play or a free kick without a penalty?
I'll respect the win as a win because I see, for me, it's very simple. The best team of the day should win. It must not be a handball. Must not be an own goal. Like how
Okay,
it
lah,
used to happen.
Can you wear United jersey?
I don't have a United jersey.
No, I'll sponsor you one. If United win, I'll sponsor you one. Give me an address. I'll sponsor you one.
Sashi,
Okay,
win
sure.
as a win means so you should take penalty as a win also. You think easy to score penalty, is it?
But
Yeah.
before
All
that,
penalty you
If a
can
penalty
concede,
is
you know.
taken, if its penalty is earned fairly, it's okay. But
Okay,
not
correct.
by simply
No,
giving a penalty for the sake of
No,
marketing.
it's fair. It's
Again,
fair. There's a VAR.
No.
How can you
Do-
get a
do you know?
penalty without a
Brother,
VAR?
Trust me,
Instead, that
in the
second place
football,
team should be
there will always
more.
be dive, there will always be cheating, there will always be the referees,
No.
the wrong
Great.
decision.
Suren, I agree with you. But let me tell you, okay, let's put everything to perspective here.
That's right.
We have VAR, we have the referee, there was a penalty. Referee, when I saw the screen, he saw it, he awarded a penalty
Yeah.
to United. If you think
Yeah.
that's unfair, are you telling me that the referees are being paid up by United and the FA is corrupted because United is
Answer me this.
because
And
England is
I'll
our
tell
country.
you.
All right,
England is our country.
that's it.
England is our
That's it,
country,
Abhi.
meaning that you
Okay.
control all the referee.
You don't own London,
That
Arsenal.
really
Come
shows
on.
Manchester has already
Yeah.
bought
Okay,
over.
wait,
London,
before that,
bro.
No
West
other
Ham is West Ham.
non-London-based team have their headquarters in London.
No.
So what-
West Ham
you
owns
only
London.
have-
West Ham owns London.
You
Okay,
don't
West
own
Ham owns
London. We have our offices anywhere we want. And it's one of the offices, not the main HQ.
I mean,
Yeah.
the world's
Yeah.
most supported club. We
I mean,
own
you're
everything.
touching as close the Arsenal.
The world's most supported
No.
club. We own everything, bro. The world's
Shashi,
most.
it's easy. It's easy. You don't want to get penalty, okay? Just ask your player not to touch our player. That's it. Even a slight touch nowadays also is considered penalty. You don't do that. That's it.
And we get murdered in your penalty box, but we got no nothing.
Hey,
That's what
you got against Pogba.
Oh,
Did
come on lah,
you got a
bro.
penalty? But come on, lah.
And
Pogba
trust me,
gave you a
Please be real. Okay.
Come on, Pogba give you a penalty. You like it?
Yeah, you won by a penalty, lah, bro. Remember
Yeah, but that was
1-0 at Old
a true,
Trafford.
that was a true foul. You can't deny that.
Oh, when
So
you got a
when
penalty,
come
it's a
to
true
you,
fall.
when come to you,
Ah,
it's
No,
okay.
no.
When
It,
come
it
to us,
wasn't a
actually,
dive.
is it?
Was it a dive? My question: was it a dive?
Bro, since when
Hey, guys,
was
United
it a
dive?
dive?
Players
Hey,
do
guys.
this
Was it a
way.
dive? Was it cheating?
Okay,
No. Please
regardless.
differentiate between two.
Okay,
No, we
Sashi.
never
wait.
complained a penalty. It was a
Yes.
penalty, but
Boss,
again,
I'm going to give you
guys
a yellow
won
card
a
now.
penalty. Huh?
I'm going to give you a yellow card now. I'm going to give Sashi a yellow card. Wait. Okay. Regardless, let's hope the best team wins. Okay. How you winning? End of the day, it's just 3 matter that points that matters. But fans want ultimate entertainment. That's why we have a good game, end-to-end fighting. I don't hope that we have an Anfield game because, to be honest, even though how Dinesh said it's a good 90 minutes, for me it was a bad 90 minutes because you don't watch football to someone to sit down, to sit back. You want to see an end-to-end game. That's what we have it tonight. So I'm
But,
going to
you know,
go.
even in that game, I saw positives from United because they were not 100% sitting back, and they were actually like going on a counter, and they were actually defending counter very good.
Okay, if Sashi can give me a good positive, I'll give you a good positive also. The last game Arsenal played, when they were losing 1-0, I like the character to come back and score 3 goals. So I respect that part of it because Lagazar gave me good points for my fantasy. So again, another respect.
Thank you.
Okay, regardless of the point, I'm going to go on the comments and then
You're going to
You
tear
guys-
us apart.
prediction. Poor. I want Arsenal to win for obvious reason, but every time I fancy against United, end up with disappointment. There was a possibility this time. Understandable from a
I'm curious to know who's is in fantasy league.
Yeah, better
Hey,
ask you after this.
Odegaard in the Premier League. Yes, Odegaard is one of the great signings for you all. Christian Baden goes to say, come on, you Gunners. Okay, Dave, all the best. Hope to see winners from the game of the season. And to end contest, got a leave. Are you going for a win to the best team on the pitch, not the best team lost? Ouch, that's Jose, I guess. If United is serious about title, they have to win tonight and do better against traditional Big Six. I still regard Arsenal as a top 6 team, even they are not one now. They are still a top 6 teams cabinet. There's still one there. Yeah.
Kami masuk.
Alan, I think Arsenal will win 1-0.
See, again, he thinks, he's not confident. So never mind, it's okay.
Okay, Kishan going
Okay,
for
Dinesh.
Arsenal. Dinesh, even you thought a while what
I'm sure, Dinesh. I'm sure. The scoreline will be 2-0. I'm sure, Dinesh.
Okay, set.
It will be
Game,
2-0. Arsenal 2, MU 0.
Who is
Okay,
the
likewise,
scorer?
I'll take MU2 Arsenal
Scorer
lead.
will be Odegaard and Pepe.
Odegaard not starting yet today. You.
Okay, Dinesh, I'll make a bet. I'll make a bet, Dinesh. Dinesh,
Okay.
Okay,
if
Shashi came out with the bet.
Pablo Mari, Tierney, and also Saka and Emil Sid, bro. These 4 players plays, and we win the game.
Who's the
Hey,
player
you
again?
can't say like that. You have to predict win or loss.
That's not.
Yeah,
Bro, you don't sound
depends on the
confident,
lineup.
Shashi.
Shashi,
Depends on the lineup.
no. Regardless of the lineup,
You're playing safe.
keep your prediction there first. I'm just going to run through the comments. I want to see what you have it there.
But
Kishan's
don't
going.
be surprised, huh? Don't be
But
surprised.
yes, Sashi, what's your score like? What's your prediction for this game?
2-0 for Arsenal.
Okay. Krish, you have given yours 2-1, right? To
Yes.
United.
Yes.
Yassi, what about you?
0-0. But I
0-0.
hope we win 1-0. I
Okay.
predict
What we do?
Shit, here, Surin, they won't be champions because back-to-back champions. That's why I wrote the 20. Faris, I mean, no disrespect, but you guys need to get your act together before your 20. It's just one win. Down the road, City is still there. Don't forget Manchester City.
Sorry.
Okay. Farida, thanks for watching the show. United will win 3-0. Oh, that's very confident of her. Dinesh, you have an admirer, Divya?
That's my wife. Oh my god.
Yeah. What a challenge by Mr. Dinesh.
Yeah, the house must be
Shit,
bursting. That's right.
Arsenal 6-1.
Hey.
Whoa. This is interesting from captain. 2-2 tonight or 5-2 Arsenal. I'm not sure.
Captain got to make a decision which is which.
Kabinesh goes on to counter and battle United's
Marshall hat-trick.
smoking
My
out there.
brother is mentoring me.
I mean,
Yeah.
we are praying Marshall not to
I
play.
can already see that Abhinesh is already under pressure already. I can
Serena,
already
what's
see
your
you very
prediction,
easy.
Okay,
Serena,
mine will be narrow win, 1-0 to United.
Oh, 1-0 to United. Dinesh?
2-1 for United. Bruno and Rashford. I want Lacazette to score. I don't want. It's okay. Clean sheet is okay, but I just want Lacazette. I need some points. It's okay. I'll give you one.
Premier
2-1.
League.
Conflict of interest, I see there, but okay.
Oh yes.
So it'll be interesting to see. I guess Yazid is going for a save, but all of you all are going for a win. Let's hope the best team wins tonight. And let's hope
Arsenal 2 MU nil.
for the best game.
Nicolas Pepe.
All right, guys. I mean, I think we have to call the show to an end. I mean, it's going to be close 2 hours. It was insightful, exciting. I mean, it's good to have this rivalry again. It's Arsenal and Manchester United. It's good to have hits on.
Let's
To
hope
those,
nobody get red carded today.
We're wearing red, bro. It's okay.
Hopefully,
Guys, thank you for the
Hey, guys.
opportunity. Yeah.
no issues.
yes,
Dinesh.
hopefully tonight's
Nice.
game,
Thanks, Suresh, for
Thank you for
joining.
welcoming us, Vinod and the team.
guys. Sorry, just hopefully for tonight's game, there's no any red card. There's no any play acting. Hopefully the game has not been ended, and then the referee will calling in for a for this one again, penalty. Then Bruno has to come all the way from the dressing room again.
Great. I like you, bro.
Okay, guys. I mean, first of all, I want to thank so much to Sulain and Sashi. Thanks for, you guys, I have to give it heads off to coming here as an Arsenal fan. Thanks for accepting the invite. Thanks a lot. Krish,
Thanks, Dinesh.
thank you for coming in.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Thank you.
thank
Thank you.
Dinesh, Serena.
Thank you,
And then
Serena.
last but not least, those who are watching,
Whatever it is, football is only a fun game. Have fun. That's all I say.
yes,
Correct.
well said, Sulain. Well
All right.
said.
Yeah.
Don't take it
Arsenal-
personally. Don't take it personally. That's
Arsenal.
not.
No
There's
point.
no up and down. Everything is up, Krish. Hope for the best for everything.
From my
And-
experience, I've seen so many of them being over personal sometimes. So I think it's not worth it at all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Entertainment. Let's hope the best that we get. End of the day, the fans just want to be entertained. Let's hope for the best game. 90 minutes. Let's just have the best. So,
Okay.
those fans out there watching, thanks for supporting us. Before we end, please like, subscribe, and follow us on all the social media platforms. Stay tuned. Cop Talk will be back tomorrow at 5:30. FOOTYtalk is back on Tuesday at 9 p.m. And Devils then be back again next week at the same time, same date, Saturday, 5:30. To all, we note here signing off with Dinesh, Serena, Yazid, Sulain, Sashi, and Krish. Thank you. Have a good weekend.
Bye.
Ball week.
Bye, guys.
Ciao.
Bye.
Come on, you winners. Glory, glory, Manchester United.
Glory, glory, Manchester United.